Hi everybody, it's Brian here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. So in today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips and tricks that you can utilize in Canva in order to help speed up the design making process. So whether or not you are creating a t-shirt design, a PDF flyer, a business card, or anything that obviously this versatile platform has on offer for you to be able to create, these 10 tips, these 10 tricks are definitely going to help you speed up the process and make your workflow that much quicker. So if you're excited about that, then there's only one thing left to say. Let's get to it. Now, before we continue with today's episode, the fact that you're here means that you're interested in all things pertaining to print on demand. For that, I want to say thank you very much for taking the time out of your busy day to sit down and watch this episode. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, thank you so much for being part of this community. And if you're new to this channel, welcome. Really glad to have you. Please don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit the bell notification icon so that you'll be informed each and every time that I upload a new video to my channel. I upload videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and the scope of this channel is to help you take your print-on-demand business to the next level and make more sales. Now, with that said, let's head over to my computer so we can start with today's 10 tips and tricks on Canva. Okay, so welcome to my computer screen, and as you can see here, I already have a canvas open up on the Canva platform, and the dimensions of the canvas that I use are effectively the Merch by Amazon dimensions, so that's 4,500 pixels wide by 5,400 pixels tall. You can use any canvas size that you want for whatever means or whatever needs you might need, but this is always my go-to canvas size. Okay, so the first shortcut that I'm going to be showing you is effectively will insert a rectangle on the canvas without having the need to go through, obviously, your elements and then choosing your different types of lines and shapes. Okay, so if you just hit the letter R on the keyboard, then Canva will insert a colored rectangle on your canvas. And obviously the color will be basically set to the last color that you use when you're using Canva. Again, if you want to switch the color, all you have to do is just click on the color palette and then just change whatever color that you want the rectangle to be. Okay. Alternately, if you don't want a rectangle but you want a circle, then all you need to do is actually type in the letter C. So hit the letter C on your keyboard and Canva will insert a circle. And then obviously you can just grab the handles and adjust according to the size that you want it to be. The next shortcut that you can actually utilize to help speed up the process is using the letter L on the keyboard to indicate a line. So if I hit L on the keyboard, as you can see, Canva has now inserted a line, which obviously I can stretch out according to whatever length that I want it to be. And then what you can do is you can actually play around with the line dimension simply by navigating your mouse pointer to the top here. You've got your color, you've got your line styles, and then you also have what you can choose in terms of a line start and a line end. So if we had to go on to line style, we're currently on a single solid line. You can use any of these dotted lines. So if we just had to choose that one, as you can see, it's a little unclear right now, but you can see that the line is somewhat disjointed. So we're just going to increase the line weight. And as you can see here, the line is getting thicker and the joints are becoming more pronounced. Okay, and again, it's just a question of choosing whichever dotted line that you would like. Now, if you wanted to adjust the ends of the line so that they're not just, dots or hyphens, you can actually click on this icon here and then just basically choose whatever start and end on the line that you would like it to be. So if you wanted to have, a closed dot at the end, and then on the opposite side, you wanted to have an arrowhead so that you could give sort of like an arrow appearance, you could do so as well, as you can see over here. Okay, so the next trick that you can use to speed up the process in Canva is clicking on the letter T on the keyboard in order to insert a piece of text. So we're going to hit T on the keyboard. Okay, and as you can see here, we've got a very small boundary box. Just going to click on it and drag it open a little bit to size it so we can see it. Then we're going to just click, obviously, into the text box. We're going to hit Control A on the keyboard to select all, and then we can just start typing. So let's type in April showers bring. And if we want to change the size and the style of the font, all we have to do is select all of it. So Control A on the keyboard, and then we just click on the font window here and just change it to any of the fonts that obviously are available to you depending on, the level of Canva subscription that you have, be it the free or the pro version. So let's just choose Open Sans Extra Bold. Okay, and then obviously you can adjust the size accordingly. Now, if you wanted to add some kind of effects to it, all you have to do is just click on the effects button here. And as you can see, we've got different styles. We have none, we have shadow, lift, hollow, splice, echo, glitch, neon, and background. And then you can obviously adjust the curvature of the font too as well by clicking on the curve. So if you just have to click on this, you can see by default, Canva really gives you a pronounced curve, almost a half circle in terms of the curvature. And if we want to reduce or increase the curvature, all we need to do is grab this handle and just decrease it. And as you can see, the curve begins to decrease as I bring the number closer to 0. And if I go past 70, we're obviously going to be tightening up the circle and the curvature is going to be more pronounced. So let's just leave it at around 63 here. Okay, and then what you can do is you can just grab it and bring it up wherever it is that you want. Now, if you wanted to add some kind of effects to it, let's say, for example, we want to create a shadow on it. We're just going to click on shadow. And as you can see, by default, Canva gives you or provides you a default setting. And the color is set to black with a very low transparency. So what we have here, we've got the offset. So obviously how far off the shadow is going to be from your text, the direction of the shadow, whether or not the shadow is going to have any kind of blur, and how transparent that shadow is going to be. So if we just had to crank up the transparency, you're going to see that we're getting closer and closer to a dark black, and obviously the effects of the shadow is becoming less pronounced, and obviously that's not a really great thing to do because understandably it's going to really blur into your text and it's not going to look good at all. So you really want to be very careful with your transparency to make sure that you're giving the best effect possible for your design should you be obviously opting to put in some kind of shadow. Now, if you wanted to increase the blur, you could do so. And as you can see, the shadow has sort of like contracted into the text as well. There's that blur. You can increase the direction. Okay, so we're just going to bring that down a little bit. And we can obviously increase the offset. And you can really go to town with this particular effect and just have fun with it. Okay, so obviously Canva really provides a lot of control in terms of how you can actually utilize the effects. If we wanted to increase, insert a lift on it, we can do so and just increase the intensity of it. And again, we're just going to be playing around with it. So that's how you can add effects to the text that you want to put into your designs. Be a little bit careful with respect to drop shadows, particularly on print-on-demand t-shirts. Be very, very selective of how you use them and how often you do use them, because in certain cases and with certain fonts, the shadows don't really come out very well pronounced on a t-shirt and it might actually muck things up a little bit. Okay, so another quick trick that you can use with Canva is literally dragging an image from a folder onto the canvas without having to have to click on upload and navigating to the folders. As you can see here on the left hand side, we've got uploads over here, and if we had to click it, then I would have to obviously navigate to the folder and obviously select the file that I want to upload and wait for Canva to upload it. There's a faster way of doing it. So what I've done was I downloaded a clip art. Okay, a clip art of pansies, of flowers, given the fact that April showers normally bring May flowers. Okay, and as you can see here, I've got my folder here, I've got my file here called pansies. All I'm going to do is just going to click and I'm going to drag it onto Canva straight away and wait a few moments, and boom, there you go. We have the pansies have obviously uploaded and appeared on the screen, on the canvas. Okay, so again, all you want to do is just click and drag from your folder onto the canvas in Canva, wait those couple of seconds, and your clip arts are going to appear accordingly. And then obviously you can modify to your heart's content for whatever it is that you are designing for. Okay, so another tip that you can actually utilize is using your arrow keys on the keyboard in order to be a little bit more precise with the placement with any elements on the canvas. What do I mean by this? Well, with your mouse pointer, you can actually click and drag and you can really move on. As you can see, the lines are appearing to show, how the clip art is centered on the canvas or whatnot. But sometimes you might just want to be a little bit precise and move it just a few pixels, either up, down, left, or right. And you can use the arrow keys to do so. So if obviously I just hit the left arrow key, it's going to be a little hard to see on the canvas, but you can hear me tapping on the key, and as I'm tapping it, if you really look carefully, you can start seeing the clip arts of the flowers moving to the left. Now, if 1 pixel at a time is too slow for you, but if you want to speed things up a little bit more without using the mouse, if you hold the shift key on your keyboard and you hit one of the arrow keys, well, the element that you want to move is going to move 10 pixels at a time. But if I keep clicking on the left arrow button, you're seeing that the clip art of the panties is moving a lot faster, and I still have control in terms of where it's going to be placed. So if I want to go up a little bit more, it's always moving 10 pixels at a time because I'm holding the shift key. Okay, so that's a little trick that you can utilize in order to, be a little bit more precise with the placement of your elements. Don't be afraid to use your keyboard. A lot of people who I come across tend to be a little bit hesitant when it comes to using their keyboard. Your keyboard is another extension of your creativity. It's another tool to utilize and get used to over and above the usage of a mouse or a graphic pen. Sometimes a mouse or a graphic pen might not always give you the precision that you want, whereas a keyboard and the shortcuts that are associated with it can actually help to speed up the process because you're having a little bit more control over the element that you wish to move or you wish to modify. Okay. Now, let's say for a moment that you are creating a PDF document. You've created a design, you're really happy with it, you wanted to create a PDF document to send out to, via email to your customers, to your followers, to obviously showcase the design, and you wish to include a hyperlink in that PDF document that obviously your customers, your followers, your recipients can click on to go to your Redbubble shop, your TeePublic shop, Merch by Amazon shop, or any website that you would like to obviously lead them to. Well, you can do that in Canva as well. And I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to click on T to add some text. Okay, and there you can see it over here, it's popped up. We're going to move it down. Now let's make a fictitious website. So www.test.com. Okay, let's assume that that's the website of your shop that you want to obviously direct people to. So the next thing you want to do is you want to highlight the text. So let's just click on it, Control A, and we're going to hit the linkage button over here at the top, and we're going to type in the website address to where we want our recipients to obviously be taken to once they click on the hyperlink. So www.test.com. Okay, we're going to hit enter, and it will have worked because underneath the website address, you're going to see an underline, and that's obviously indicating that it is now a hyperlink that obviously when somebody clicks on it, it's going to take them to that particular website. So again, all you need to do is just open up a text box by hitting the letter T on the keyboard, typing in the website address of where you want your recipients to be taken to, highlight it, then click on the link button at the top right-hand corner, insert your website address, hit enter, and you're good to go. Okay, so now the 10th and final trick that I want to show you to speed up the process with respect to Canva is by duplicating an element very, very quickly. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the element that we want to duplicate. We're going to press and hold the Alt key. We're going to click on the element and just drag. And as you can see, we have created a quick duplicate. So you could actually fill in a page with all of these wonderful flower elements and go to town with a nice pattern. And you can do that obviously with text too as well. So just press on the Alt key, click on the element you wish to duplicate, in this case the text, and then just click and drag. And as you can see, we have a quick duplicate of that particular element. So you don't really need to type things out. And obviously with respect to a piece of text, if you had a text element with a particular curvature that you're really happy, you want to make sure that it's precise, but don't want to have to go through the process of adding that element and that effect, all you have to do is just duplicate it by obviously clicking on it, just by holding the Alt key and then clicking and dragging. So there you have it, everybody. As you can see, a lot of keyboard shortcuts that can really help to speed up the process of creating some fantastic designs on Canva for your print-on-demand business, for your marketing, for your social media posts, for flyers, for printouts, for effectively whatever it is that you want to create on Canva to help you take your print-on-demand business to the next level and obviously drive more traffic to your shops so that obviously you can make more sales. If you enjoyed this episode and you found value out of it, I would really appreciate you smashing that like button. It sends a great message to the YouTube algorithm. It also sends a great message to me that you are appreciating the content that I am producing and that you are finding it helpful. And obviously, in clicking like, it will also help YouTube to decide whether or not to show my video to others who may or may not be aware of my channel, so that obviously that I can help them too with the advice and tips and tricks that I'm obviously publishing on my channel. But for today, that's all I've got. And as always, be safe, be well, be creative. Bye for now. Hey, if you enjoyed this video and you want to find out more ways that you can take your print-on-demand business to the next level, why don't you check out one of these 2 episodes I have over here. And don't forget to subscribe. Catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.